of you were here last year? Good. So some of you that were here, Lori did a great fireside chat with Annoying Orange. We've had her at iMedia Summits in the past to help curate and really help weave a lot of the content together. For those of you that don't know Lori, she's been a technology catalyst for McCann World Group. She helped launch IPG Media Labs. She's been recognized as one of the 30 executives shaping media and technology. We're excited to have her here for lunch with you as being named one of the 100 people to have lunch with. So aside from just having a great depth knowledge in the technology space, she has a lot of great stories if you get her off stage as well. So without further ado, please welcome Lori to help curate your day.
What Marty didn't say was the great stories come at the price of many cocktails. So maybe we should aim towards the later part of the day for those stories. So it's great to be here. I don't know how many of you get up in the morning and read the news before you leave your house or get your Twitter feeds or however you get your content. But we are certainly in an environment where you cannot stop keeping up with everything. A very disruptive time or exciting time. And what we hope to accomplish today is to introduce you to some of the great thinkers, innovators, people that are doing really wonderful things in the entertainment and marketing space to help light some fires and give you some ideas and to show you what really can be done. And I thought it would be apropos to just talk about what some of these headlines are that are sort of feeding into the madness, because I don't know about you, but I feel like I can't even go to sleep at night. I don't know if any of you are actually taking something to help you fall asleep, and I'd love to hear what works for you. But so things like stats like this that eMarketer just published, that digital is set to surpass TV and already, of course, way past print for media consumption. And I certainly sent that stat around to prove to a lot of my colleagues who just quite haven't jumped on the bandwagon of the significance of the digital space. We know that Twitter just acquired Trender. In fact, Twitter is pretty much on a shopping spree right now. I'd like to have their wallet, but they're definitely setting themselves up to be a major player in the television space in terms of measurement, and we're going to hear a lot about some of the work that they're doing today. OMD, if any of you are going to Adweek next week, any of you going to Adweek next week? So a number of upfronts, or what they're calling N-fronts now, are happening in New York. Another way to present offerings, and in fact, OMD is hosting the first upfront-like session for branded content projects. So there's this real focus now on trying to get in front of advertisers, in front of marketers, and really figure out this space. So it's a very exciting time. We'll have to come up with a new expression for upfront. If we do upfronts all year long, is it just front? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, we'll work on that later. Also, Steven Spielberg predicting the implosion of the film industry, and we're going to hear from marketers in that space as well. Is this true? You know, has it imploded? Are people stopping, are not going into films? Are big films no longer selling? What's really happening in this space? And of course, the big news, and we'll hear about this more on Sunday with the Emmys, is Netflix snagging 14 primetime Emmy nominations. So Netflix, for so many years, was that DVD exchange company, and now certainly is my daughter's babysitter. How many of you live off of Netflix for your kids? I mean, it is just the greatest. It's not a comment on my parenting. I do have conversations and play with her too, but mostly it's Netflix. But anyway, but we're very excited. I'm actually on the board of governors of the Academy, and very excited that Netflix has scored some nominations. So that's tremendous news. So we're in this really, you know, time of new news all the time, and of course that great orator and prophet, global phenomenon, Kevin Spacey. Walking around the globe now talking about the fact that Netflix has really set into motion this idea that the entertainment industry, TV and film, are not going to go down the same way the music industry has, and that we're actually innovating around consumer behavior, and we're monetizing, and we're figuring out how to give the consumer what they want. And I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the activity in this space. So this is a selfie. How many of you have done selfies lately? I just wanted to say selfie, but this is actually a Twitter feed from a diehard Pretty Little Liars fan who during the season closer, they did a massive push. They had the most social activity ever, breaking all sorts of records, and we're going to hear from them today as well. But the ability now for the fan to communicate their passion and to drive this audience development into activity, into engagement with your content. And in fact, Disney is actually engaging with all of this technology as well, this social phenomena, the second screen phenomena, advertising their Little Mermaid re-release as a second screen activity. And there's actually a video on their site showing parents how to use the iPad in the theater with their kids to engage with the re-release of Little Mermaid, which is absolutely fascinating. Now there's lessons on how to do second screen happening. So also the phenomena of native advertising and original content. And here's a screenshot of just Vice working with The Conjuring. And is it ads? Is it content? What's happening in this space? And we're going to hear a lot about that today. And is it authentic if it's written by a marketer? And Wired, of course, is hiring journalists to help them capture that native vibe. And then the power of the fan. How many of you have gone to VidCon this year? Any of you gone to VidCon? Your mind would have been blown if you had gone. So VidCon a couple of years ago was maybe 1,000 people. And in just a few short years, it has exploded to over 11,000 fanatic attendees who are going insane to get near their favorite YouTube star. And in fact, these YouTube stars being overwhelmed by being accosted in elevators and basically like Beatles phenomena mania around their shows. And so you bet marketers are starting to take a look at what the power of the fan is in this environment. And then social aggregators, technology getting behind all of this activity, all of this fanaticism. We can now send a feed to multiple platforms in one push of a button and share the energy and the excitement about a great movie or a great show or a piece of content, or for a brand, get to some direct response really quickly, leveraging such great technology. This is a screen grab from Watch With, who takes all the APIs and powers them to a number of screens. So this now is creating the phenomena of being able to manage and operationalize all the crazy things that are going on in our space. So today, we're going to hear what's real, what's working, what isn't working, what should we be focusing on. We're going to obviously touch on measurement, privacy, innovation, social, and really what modern tech adoption is all about. That tech can be a very creative partner, a strategic partner in operationalizing how we move forward in this crazy space. So I wanted to take a moment to introduce our fabulous keynote, and I'm very excited to be able to have a little fireside chat right now with Lucy Hood, who is the current new president and CEO of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. And as I mentioned, I'm a board member, and so we're very excited to have someone like Lucy who has an incredible background in technology and in entertainment. So we're going to bring Lucy up. And just to give you a little background, Lucy.